Charlie and Chocolate Factory, the second part. I climbed up to their treehouse village and poked my head in through the door of the treehouse. Look here! If you and all your people will come back to my country and live in my factory, you can have all the cacao beans you want. For suddenly there was a shriek and then a splash, and into the river went Augustus Gloop, and in 1 second he had disappeared under the brown surface. The watchers below could see the chocolate swishing around the boy in the pipe, and they could see it building up behind him in a solid mass. A steamy mist was rising up now from the great warm chocolate river, and out of the mist there appeared suddenly a most fantastic pink boat. Suddenly Mr. Wonka picked up a large mug, dipped it into the river, filled it with chocolate, and handed it to Charlie. Charlie put the mug to his lips, and as the rich, warm, creamy chocolate ran down his throat into his empty tummy, his whole body from head to toe began to tingle with pleasure. The place was like a witch's kitchen. All about him, black metal pots were boiling and bubbling on huge stoves, and kettles were hissing and pans were sizzling. You can put an everlasting gobstopper in your mouth, and you can suck it, and it will never get any smaller. That's hair toffee. You eat just one tiny bit of that, and in exactly half an hour, a brand new, luscious, thick, silky, beautiful crop of hair will start growing out all over the top of your head. Then suddenly the machine let out a monstrous, mighty groan, and at the same moment a tiny drawer popped out of the side of the machine, and in the drawer there lay something so small and thin and gray that everyone thought it must be a mistake. If you were to start chewing it, then that is exactly what you would get on the menu. Before Mr. Wonka could stop her, she shot out a fat hand and grabbed the stick of gum out of the little drawer and popped it into her mouth. Her body was swelling up and changing shape at such a rate. They passed another door, then another and another. There were doors every 20 paces or so along the corridor now, and they all had something written on them. "There you are," cried Mr. Wonka. "Square sweets that look round." He took a key from his pocket and unlocked the door and flung it open. And suddenly, at the sound of the door opening, all the rows of little square sweets looked quickly round to see who was coming in. The moment she entered the room, 100 squirrels stopped what they were doing and turned their heads and stared at her with small, black, beady eyes. "My daughter may be a bit of a frump, but that doesn't mean you can roast her to a crisp." Mrs. Salt bent further forward to get a closer look. It was a dangerous position to be in. She needed only one tiny little push, and that is exactly what the squirrels gave her. "This isn't just an ordinary up-and-down lift," announced Mr. Wonka proudly. "This lift can go sideways and long ways and slant ways and any other way you can think of." The lift rushed on at the speed of a rocket. Charlie felt his tummy coming right up into his throat. Charlie experienced a queer sense of danger. If these people can break up a photograph into millions of pieces and send the pieces whizzing through the air and then put them together again at the other end, why can't I do the same thing with a bar of chocolate? I do hope that no part of him gets left behind. I don't wish to alarm you, but it does sometimes happen that only about half the little pieces find their way into the television set. We'll put him in a special machine I have for testing the stretchiness of chewing gum. Maybe that will bring him back to what he was, but he's going to be awfully thin. Looking down through the glass floor on which he was standing, Charlie could see the small, faraway houses and the streets and the snow that lay thickly over everything. It was an eerie and frightening feeling to be standing on clear glass high up in the sky. It made you feel that you weren't standing on anything at all. Don't you remember what it said on the golden tickets? Every child goes home with a lifetime supply of sweets. Augustus Gloop used to be fat. Now he's thin as a straw. There goes Miss Violet Beauregard, the great gum chewer. It seems as though they managed to de-juice her after all. Mike TV is about 10 feet tall and thin as a wire. I have decided to make you a present of the whole place. As soon as you are old enough to run it, the entire factory will become yours.